What is going on, guys? I am the Veteran Miner, and I am the host for the show tonight. And we have Vistang in his blue jumpsuit. Welcome, welcome.
Back at it again here.
Back at it, guys. All right, so let me do a roll call real quick, Mike, and we'll just get into it. Senator Ravish, thank you for joining. Crypto Craig, Dom G, Hawk Crypto Mining, All Set, John Germain, The Toxic Miner, Travels, Edible Zebra, Automatic Beats. So I'm going through this over here. Steven Cicero, 10 Minutes to Midnight, Alexander Fleener. There we go. And
lots of familiar faces.
John Francois, aka JFA. Welcome, guys. So today we're going to be talking about some things that are going on. Mining Disrupt. I think Mike was saying some Flux, right? And a couple other things.
Yeah.
We'll just get into, Mike, how was your week? What's going on with you? And we'll go from there.
Oh, there's another week. Another week that goes by. Today was long.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff with Terra and lots of stuff going on. So I haven't really traveled the past week. I haven't gone anywhere.
Okay.
Not too many updates. Still working in the back with a lot of the AI stuff. That's going really well. But yeah, other than that, it's kind of just I don't know, like just back office stuff that we're doing. So,
Just another jumpsuit day, huh?
another good day to wear a tracksuit, Dave. But yeah, not many updates on that front.
Okay.
What about you, Dave? What's going on in your past week? You're probably a lot more excited than I am this week.
Absolutely not. So, just been getting prepared to go into Mighty Disrupt. It's like 3 weeks now, right? 3 or 4 weeks now.
That's crazy.
Give or take. Like,
yeah.
I feel like
Yeah, let me pull it
Jesus,
up
like
here.
we were just there. But that's gonna be fun. I think there's gonna be a lot of people there this year as well.
I've heard that. Yeah.
It might be more than last year. Who knows? But so far so good. There's gonna be a lot of content creators that are going that went last year, so that's pretty cool. Add it to the stage here. What else? We got Money Disrupt. I'm getting prepared for that. I mean, you guys have a booth there. So that's
Yeah, we
really
do.
freaking
We're
cool.
right here. I know we've talked about it a ton, but yeah, we're booth 79, so we're in like a pretty good spot. We're excited where we're at. A lot of good companies that are going to be around us and stuff like that. But yeah, we're looking forward to it. I keep forgetting that it's like, it's what, at the end of June, right?
Yeah, it's the 24th to 26th.
26th, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy. Just crazy how quick this comes up. Yeah, it should be fun. I mean, last year was a lot of fun. We were kind of just attendees though, you know what I mean? Now we're gonna be not hosting, but yeah, I mean, we're gonna have our own booth and
Yeah,
kind
that's
of
really
plant
cool.
our flag there and stuff. Yeah.
You guys gonna have your own
So-
booth, and I'm actually gonna be a media partner. I don't know if they show that there. I know it was official. I think today, retweeted it. I'm not sure where it's at. Maybe under media, or it'll just show like media partners and stuff like that, right?
Ted Cruz. Yeah. Where is this?
I don't know. Maybe it's under media.
Join as
Right
media?
there. It should be there now. Go up. So I think I saw a Serpent's
Oh yeah.
Geek of All Trades. Who is gonna be there? Just all these are media partners, right?
Yeah, these are all media partners. I don't see you here though.
Not yet.
No.
But they did the
They-
did the
yeah.
tweet or X. They put on X today, so that's pretty cool.
Okay, yeah, it takes time to update the website. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
of course. Well, we know about websites, so.
Yeah, it's great.
But
Speaking of websites here, let me share this one real quick because I know I mentioned this last week. So where is this? Here we go.
share
I
this.
didn't mention what it was last week, but I know a couple people were asking
yeah.
Flux and stuff like that. So yeah, 2 days ago, Flux announced that their closed alpha is going to be June 26th. So which is when Mining Disrupt starts. Or the last day of Mining Disrupt. Is that what it is?
Isn't
yeah,
that
it's the
Wednesday
last
or
day of Mining
Thursday?
Disrupt. That is
26th.
I think it's a Thursday.
Is it? Let's see.
But,
Yeah. Yeah, it's the last day because Friday there's nothing going on because I know I'm leaving Friday.
Yeah, I think it's Thursday, but that's super exciting too because this is going to be the first time where like the public has it and stuff like that. So,
Yeah,
it's gonna be nice. I've been using.
I was reading it because they're saying that the people that want to like obtain services from like people like us that are going to supply, the compute power, right?
Mhm.
It was saying that this is a way to purchase it, so you can use the Flux to purchase. There was a whole bunch that I read about it, but it's still going to be in the alpha stage though.
Yeah, I mean it's
guess
very
it's-
much like an alpha, right? Like
have to
have you
explain
messed
that.
around with the dev version, Dave?
Not yet. I'm going to though, but like, I guess to people that are new or to the stream or whatever the case may be, or whoever's gonna watch it after this. I guess Mike, you want to explain like between alpha and beta, like so people understand what that means.
Yeah, I mean, well, the alpha is going to be like their first rendition of this that's available, right? And that's what we have now. But this is like this one is like the dev version that's on this machine over here, and that's like alpha. You know what I mean? That's like finding out all the problems, and you know, I'm sure many people watching, like, they understand when you're releasing software like this. You know, you can't just. It's not that you don't want everyone to see it. You just you need to have smaller, more concise groups to test it, and then release larger. Yeah, exactly. It's kind of like what they do with medicine and stuff like that. Of course, it's software, but it's kind of the same thing, right? And that's what they've been doing with this. Like I said, they update all the time. I know. I see Craig in the chat. What's up, man? They've been radio silent. They have been, but you know, I see updates almost daily on Flux Edge, on Flux Core, like on the developer side. So they've been doing tons of work. I know I've mentioned that probably every week now. I'm not a Flux shill, but I do like the project. Big fan. But yeah, they're rolling out updates all the time. So this is still an alpha that they're going to be releasing
to the public
on June
now.
26th.
Yeah.
So now they're finally comfortable to the point where they can get, you know, start working out bugs and kinks on like a mass scale, right? Because people are it's going to be a lot of exposure to it. So, and this also, I think, is not 100%. I didn't see this anywhere, but I think this is the first time where they're also going to onboard in like some kind of alpha sense for the consumer of the compute too. So I've tested it, and you know, I've had my machine either mining or, you know, with all these proof of useful work things enabled for AI rendering. And when a project does come in, it'll take over the machine, use it, and release the machine when they're done using it. So it's definitely something I'm looking forward to as like a provider of compute, whether you're, you know, providing compute or mining or whatever it is. Like I have like these machines, right? Everyone knows I do the AI stuff with like Vast AI and everything like that. But when they're not rented, I want to mine crypto on it. But you can't really, if you're mining crypto on Vast AI, it won't get rented, right? So like it's frustrating. And then if you make a mining rig, you know, because I still have mining, you know, some mining rigs and stuff, you can't do AI on that. So it's like you have to choose one or the other. So I know we've talked about this probably, you know, multiple times, but personally, I will be like a consumer of this as long as the demand is there, right? Like that's a big thing too. It's, I mean, no surprise or anything, but like you spend a lot of money on these setups, you want a return on them, right? So you have to have them in places that you're going to get the best return on them. And of right course. Now for me, that's, you know, AI marketplaces. And of course, but there's also like GPUs that I have that aren't profitable on AI. So those are mining, you know what I mean? But I just want the option that I can have like an all-in-one option. And that's really what Flux Core is, right? Flux Edge. It's like you get the profitability boost when you're on AI projects. And then when you're not on AI projects, you're still, you know, securing blockchains and mining what you want to mine and everything like that. Because now you kind of have to pick and choose. It's a lot more complicated, but I will definitely be a user of this. I'm excited. I think Tara will also be dabbling in this. Tara's been dabbling a little bit in the closed alpha and stuff. So fun stuff. Definitely fun stuff.
You know, they're building this whole infrastructure from the ground up. You know, so I understand. You know, they're on a large scale. Like it's just like business, right? So you know, we'll talk about businesses and everything else. Just like my business, I built it from the ground up. Just like your business, you built it from the ground up. Everybody else, right? From the ground up, you know, and it takes time. And, you know, especially on the software side, it's just massive. So now this is open to the public. So they're not going to be like, oh, we have too many people. Like they're ready to fine tune this to get this out there and make it happen now. You know, so that's good. Yeah. Retro Mike Tech was saying that they're probably at consensus. They are. I saw Jeff Key. It was on a tweet, from my understanding, or X. What the hell are you supposed to say now? It was on X tweet,
Twitter.
Like what?
I think it's X. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I think there was like a Mandalorian. Or something like that. Not Mandalorian. Jesus. A DeLorean. Jesus Christ. I was looking at the fucking good. Jesus.
Grogu's in the back
Grogu
watching.
right there. No, I have the Mandalorian actually back here. I put it's a Lego
I see
thing.
it,
Yeah, the head. So yeah, DeLorean, it was there, and I think they're in it. I don't know, because why would they have that there? It would be for them, right?
No, maybe not. I don't know. I don't think they're going to be at Mining Disrupt. I don't think they have a booth there or anything.
Huh. No. I'm talking about the Consensus.
Oh, Consensus. Yeah. They're at Consensus now, I think. Yeah.
They're in it though, right? Or something. They're
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's why they're probably not going to be at Money Disrupt. They may, Jeff Key said I think he might be there or something, just like walking around. But yeah. So
yeah, they're kind of in like an interesting situation, like from their business perspective, right? Because that's what a lot of what Jeff Key does there is he does like a lot of the business operational side of stuff, and that's why I think I relate well with him on a lot. We joke about a lot in chats and stuff like that, and they're moving into the AI side too. So they're not just like a provider, right? They're not just like, here's our blockchain, mine on our blockchain, we'll fix some issue, right? This mousetrap will be better than all these others because of this and that and blah blah blah. They need to find like consumers of the product, right? Like they have the one half, which is like us, like the crypto mining side, but then they also need to find the consumers. So they need to spend a lot of time on finding the consumers of the compute to make all this work, right?
Yeah.
So and that's a huge thing.
But I'm sure they've been working on that too. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna just be like, hey, let's just hope for the best with the amount of money and time and energy that was put into this whole this whole project that they're working on. But we're all curious to see what's gonna come out of it for sure. It's been a long time, right?
Yeah. I see. Crypto Craig's. We're pretty far back in the chat, but Crypto Craig is saying, "What do you think about the 25% tariff on GPUs that will be reinstated on June 15th?" I mean, I don't know. Like for GPU miners, like from the perspective, consumer side, of course, like I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like we're buying GPUs all the time at Terra, and I'm buying GPUs and stuff like that, but it's a huge commodity and stuff like that, so I understand why they're doing it. But we'll see. I mean, prices seem to be coming down with GPUs. I think that they're going to be more affordable, but I think that this is just going to counteract it to make it more expensive again. So I don't know. We'll have to. It always takes like a lot of time to see what the implications are of that, right? Like it's going to take months, quarters to actually see how it affects it and everything like that. But I'm not surprised by it at all. I think if anything, it's just going to get more and more intense. I think I made I think it was like a video about it. It was me ranting by my pool, but it was basically saying like compute is going to be like I believe compute is going to be like an actual commodity, right? Like it's going to be like worldwide compute, worldwide networks, and all that kind of stuff. And I think it's just going to become more and more expensive. I don't think tariffs are going to play a huge role, but they might. It'll create it'll make it more expensive, but then just the compute is going to be more expensive. Then it's going to be like a passed on expense, right? So it'll be interesting to see. But for mining, it's going to suck. It's definitely going to suck. But I see. New England Crypto. You're in the hospital right now with Miss New England Crypto to give birth hopefully tomorrow. Congrats, man. Hope everything goes well. Good to see you, man. Send her our best wishes and update us on Twitter and stuff like that when little baby New England Crypto is here. That's awesome, man. Congrats.
We were saying Retro Mike Tech was saying the LTC Summit is turning into more of a POW summit. Maybe better for Flux at that one. They have LTC, ETC, and Dash, and some other projects going now. So I mean that does make sense. That would probably who knows if they're going to that. Maybe they are. Yeah, because that's the thing is that would make sense for marketing wise.
Yeah, they have to balance so many different things. Yes. You know what I mean? And all of this is kind of contingent on their blockchain too, right? Their blockchain is like going to be the one that has like all the transactions that validate all these and the nodes, right? That's a whole different cloud compute that they're doing.
Right.
The AI side is just going to be the AI side for like jobs and stuff, but they also have their whole cloud computing side for WordPress and all these other things that they're doing, right? With the nodes are on there. But that's all tied in with proof of work mining. So like it's I don't know. They have a large amount that they're climbing with that, but I think the LTC summit would be good for them to go to. I think they are going to a lot of conferences. They're just not investing the money in like booths and stuff to get awareness, right? Like they had a booth at Mining Disrupt last year, right? Like in my opinion, they didn't need a booth there. Like they already have influencers talking about them. Everyone kind of, they're one of the top coins, not top charts, but you know what I mean? Like, you know, that people have heard of Flux. They know the Flux network. They've seen the teams. They, you know, have advertisements everywhere. They're big on Twitter. Their CEO is, you know, loud enough that, you know, he gets around and, and everything, which is a good thing, you know, and, but everyone knows who they are. So like, why invest the amount of money in mining? Like, what are they going to get out of a company from that, right? Like, you know, from Terra's perspective or GPURisers or TVM or something, like if we invested money into a conference, it's like, okay, hopefully we get some business from it, right?
Right.
Whereas Flux last year didn't have, you know, I think what they had like the Octo servers there, which, I mean, the first Octo server was just a 80-pound dumpster fire. Let's see. I mean, that's like it was like an old proof of useful work machine that was.
Say how it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'll just be honest here,
friends.
Well, it's just not gonna work for a lot. You might as well,
right?
Yeah, it's just that in my opinion it's not great, you know, which is why they don't.
That's all.
Yeah, everyone has products that don't work. So,
well, all my wires work, Mike. I don't know what you're talking about.
Except for TVM or GPU cables, yes, they work. They work, yes. But yeah, back to the I don't understand why they would pay for another booth. So I get why they're not doing it, right?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make financially. It doesn't make sense. It's not cheap, and financially, it doesn't make sense to, you know, they were able to, I guess, show themselves in a different market, right? Because, you know, it's not really what would you say, Mike? It's more of like ASICs, right? It's not really GPU mining. Like,
I would say it's a mixture, right?
I think it's geared a little bit more towards ASICs, though.
It's definitely geared towards ASICs.
That's all,
like
that's
they
all
have
I'm
a lot
saying.
of control board.
Yeah. I mean,
control boards. They have containers. They have hosting like us. You know, Terra hosting company. They have suppliers, right, for ASICs. I would definitely say it's more geared towards that, but you do see GPU stuff there every so often. But yeah, Flux it didn't make sense for them to be out there. I don't know, just my opinion. If I was like at Flux, I'd be like, we have like Miner, you know what I mean? Like Jeff could call me up and say, hey, can you turn on or get your proof of useful rig up or whatever? And I'd do it. You know, if it becomes profitable, proof of useful work, you know, is switching between it, then tons of people would flow to it. You know what I mean? They have an easy outlet there. They already have that. It's just, how do you get the compute guys, like the guys who are renting the machines on Vast, right? Like, how do you target those people? And if I was, you know, doing stuff at Flux, that would be my main question. Who are those people? Which conferences do they go to? What are their biggest problems that they face with Vast? How you know, price also, you know what I mean? It's because that's what's beautiful about
that they have to do. That's what Flux has to do. They have to do all that R&D, and they have to gather all that intel and information and compile like what is the best source of what's the best avenue that they can go to gain that part of the market, right? Yeah. Because they already have like the mining market, right? If it's profitable and everything else, you have the crypto miners that are just feeding for something to mine. Basically, right? Yeah. We're all just looking for, hey, what's gonna pop up next? That's not gonna be like, you know, I'm just saying, like, I'm not gonna put on, you know, any of my GPUs or anything like that just to make 20 cents. That's just not my thing. It may be a thing for a lot of people right now, but that's not me. I'm just saying, I'm just being transparent.
Well,
right?
Like spec mining, breaking even type stuff, yeah.
Breaking even or just losing money, getting a bag and stuff like that. I kind of don't have the time for it. number one,
Mm-hmm.
you know, with everything that's going on. But I just don't feel like it's kind of worth it in a way. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that sentiment is widespread among like the mining community that are looking at it from either they have a sunk cost, right, where they invested a lot of money in this mining equipment and they're trying to just get the return back on it to walk away above water, or if they are just at a scale where they're like they wouldn't, you know, they don't just only want to spec mine, but they want to make some money off of it too. I think that's why the idea of Flux Core, it's an AI marketplace, right? It's not like this is some revolutionary thing, but it's also not reinventing the wheel. It's not like Vast 2.0. What I think this is going to do that's going to be a huge thing is, again, I know I've probably said this a million times, but it turns like that R8, right? Like you have the R8 filled with 3070s, right? It's at like 3.0 1x lanes, like what a GPU riser would give you, you know, for mining, which is perfect for mining. Putting that R8 filled with 3070s on Vast it's not worth it.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is just not worth it. Unless you were at such a low rate that people would rent your machine to mine on, which then you might as well just mine.
Yeah.
But what Flux Edge is shooting for is that if it's a little bit more profitable, right? Like it doesn't even have to be like this insane the insane like AI numbers, right, where you're like crunching numbers, return on your investment on 4090s and all this. It just has to be a little bit better, you know, 10% 5% better on your return, which then can turn your, like you said, 20 cents a GPU to 25 cents or 30 cents a GPU. Just needs to be a little bit better, averaged over the weeks.
That's all it needs to be.
You know,
and you set it, forget it. You know, you set it, forget it, let it auto switch and let it do its thing. And then you
and you can mine whatever you want on Flux Core. You know what I mean? Like if you want to mine Pigeon Coin, or you want, I know that's where Mike's here. If you want to mine Pigeon Coin, or if you want to mine Flux, or you want to mine, you know, whatever, Raven Coin, you can. You know what I mean? All these, or I know that right now they don't have like the newest, like they have to put in the coins. It's not like, from my understanding right now, it's not like Hive. They are gonna have. They'll have something. I don't want to keep talking, but there's going to be stuff there that's going to allow you with this that'll probably be there on June 26th, where you can put in whatever miner, whatever wallets, whatever you want.
Yeah, just the integrations to make it easier for the new guy on the block that's trying to do this, basically, without saying stuff that, you know, not getting in trouble, whatever. It's just going to be a good integration, from my understanding, for the person that's new and doesn't know literally shit about anything. That you're just going to press buttons and it's just going to do what it needs to do. And that's going to be really cool. That's really exciting about it.
Yeah. And exactly. And it's this is something, you know, we've talked about a lot. I've spoken a lot with Jeff Key about it, because, you know, we all give criticism, for the constructive criticism on the alpha versions, like what we would want as a consumer. Actually, we've even had talks with Flux on what we would want as a hosting company, right? Like, so that they kind of get like all avenues of it, and just make a better product. But you know, I wouldn't be surprised if Flux sometimes down the road just has like an integration that just connects up, you know, APIs over to like Hive or Simple Mining or even NiceHash, where on Hive or any of these other programs you could just enable like Flux Core icon, which means it'll automatically give you Flux Core jobs that are AI and transfer you back and forth. You know what I mean? Like you don't even have to use the Flux Core program on it. I wouldn't be surprised if they have that. You know what I mean? Not that I've heard that or anything. I don't want to get in trouble. But I wouldn't be surprised if that was like an option down the road, right? Where they make it. Why wouldn't you enable this? Like why? You know what I mean? Like why? Like if it's going to make you more money and more income, why wouldn't you enable it? You know what I mean? That's and it's not all about money. I understand that there's projects where you want to gather the bags, but again, I know I'm ranting about this. This allows you to do both, right? You're not going to be rented 24/7 on this, so you could do both, and you can always disable it. You know what I mean? If you're rented 24/7, you're like, I kind of just want to crypto mine, just toggle it. You know what I mean? Just turn it off.
You just be more. I just think that you're going to be more consistent. And it, you know, for kind of a profit, let's be honest, right? So, you know, you're going to be able to gain because you have two avenues at all times that you can go back and forth on. Yeah. Compared to like, oh, okay, well, all of a sudden, you know, the hash rate's just skyrocketed and I ain't making shit now on this coin now, right? And like, oh my God, what do you do? well, let's go look for something. So you're spending time, you're trying to look for something, and you're just like, okay, this seems, you're doing all the math, and before you know it, you're going days and days trying to figure out what's the next coin or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But this is going to eliminate, like, I would say, your time. It's going to be worth our time. That's what we're all hoping for, I think, in the long run. What do you think?
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, what was the exact question? I mean, I'm trying to like.
Just auto switching. Just basically, you have more avenues. You don't have to just rely on just that one coin. You know what I mean? You're able to use AI. You're able to, proof of use of work. It's not one avenue. You're not just like, like what everybody's doing right now. You know what I mean? Either you're on Vast or nothing, right? Or you're trying to figure out what kind of bags you're trying to get from coins right now. Yeah. Right? Or you have ASIC miners that not even relevant to GPUs, because we're talking about GPUs, We're talking about proof of use of work. So yeah, I mean, it bridges the gap between it. Right. And I know I would be a consumer of it, and I know I've talked to a lot of people that also would be a consumer of it. You know what I mean? It's I've found myself even sometimes, like, I'll get payouts from Vast and I buy crypto with it. You know what I mean? Like, I have to convert the fiat to crypto because I'm like, because I can't imagine having to go and switch one of my Vast rigs, take out the NVMe, buy another one, or reflash it, put on Hive, run Hive, do all of that, and then be like, oh, you know what? I want to switch back to AI, and then do that. You know what I mean? Then my reliability on Vast goes to shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like there's so many things where, again, this just solves it. So it's I think it's good. But Max Voltage, what's up, man? Just looked at my Asus TUF 4090 box and is made in Vietnam. I think the GPU China tariff is overblown as the smart manufacturers move their production from China. Asus made in Vietnam, Nvidia and Gigabyte made in Taiwan, and PNY made in China. Yeah, they're made in different areas, but I think the tariffs will overall bring the industry average up, like total sales price up on all the GPUs. A lot of the GPUs that are made over, like, I got a bunch of 4090s that were delivered made in China, and I returned all of them. I don't know why. That's fully, don't take that like, I don't know if there's any truth to it, but that's like, I just have like this conspiracy theory with Chinese GPUs. I remember you telling me that. I think you had that. We were talking about the GPUs, weren't we, one day? And I think I was on the phone with you. You're like, Dave, check this out. And I'm like, why is that different? And all of a sudden you're like looking at them. You're like, this shit's made in China. Yeah. I mean, none of this is going to be like, I mean, an issue a while for. I mean, all these chip manufacturers are moving out of that area anyways, right? Yeah. I have a whole nother conspiracy about why we're in Taiwan with chips anyways. But hey, we should have got the hats. We got to get the hats made. So yeah, that's coming soon. We're gonna have
exactly. We can start having crazy conspiracy live streams. Yeah, we pull up the JFK video and stuff and go frame by frame. I'm just kidding.
Wired Wednesdays conspiracy, episode 1.
but yeah, no, there's yeah, I mean it also kind of incentivizes, I guess, companies to move out of China, right? If there's pushback from
they'll open up something in another, like Taiwan or whatever anyway. I mean, they're
or Texas.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I mean, California. Just crazy thought. Like, saying,
Yeah, just saying, like, let's move it into an area that can't just be surrounded by aircraft carriers. Call me crazy. I don't know. I know that's nuts to think about, but it's I know, but they're all moving, right? Intel's building massive things here, and they have these new chips, the neural processing units and stuff that are going to be help, accelerate AI and help aid in AI, which might even take over GPUs from dealing with AI. So who knows? It's interesting. Nismo Miner, what's up, man? Fabs are in Arizona. Yeah. Bring it stateside. Bring everything stateside. But that's the thing, right? You have, like, I'm not going to get political, but both sides I don't like. But yeah, you have the one side that is pro business. You have the other side that's not as pro business, and they write these bills that aren't advantageous to either side. You know what I mean? The businesses don't want to invest the money. Like Terra is the same way, right? Like, whenever we look at different places geographically, it's like, where would we want to plant a flag and stuff like that? Would we want to go somewhere that we could possibly have political exposure? You know what I mean? No. So it's I know it's hard for these chip manufacturers. I mean, it's like years and years of negotiating for this stuff. You know what I mean? You got to negotiate. So you got to build out the infrastructure too. You got to make sure the jobs are there. If they're not there, you got to bring them in. You got to promise the legislators that you're going to bring in the jobs. You're going to have to do all this. It's like, it's a lot. You know what I mean? And it should be a seamless process. You know what I mean? Like, we should
dollars. That's
yeah. I mean, we should be giving massive
dollar,
incentives for companies to, come from overseas, like Taiwan, India, China, bring them all stateside, and then raise the tariffs. Right? I guess that's the way to do it. Yeah. Hard to compete with slave labor though, so that's a big thing, right?
Can't compete with it.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but no one likes to talk about that, but that's really what it is. You know what I mean? And these other countries have no emission standards. I'm pretty sure India just like dumps their like tire residue just in their rivers, and China does the same thing. There's no EPA in China. You know what I mean? Like, it's so everything is it's just this perfect concoction that they built that not perfect, I don't mean like that, but you know what I mean? Like, it's cheap. So that's why they do it. That's why Apple's over there. That's why every major company is over there. That's why they make shoes there. That's why they do everything. But we got to offer these people like incentives to come here. And I think it will happen with chips, just because those are going to fall under national security. I think that's going to be the next big thing that we all see here. Where's my tinfoil hat?
I mean, I just say when the United States, I'm just saying, this is my opinion, when the United States really, really needs it, and it affects us it affects the government to the point for the chips, right? There's gonna be shit's gonna hit the fan, and it'll be like, no problem, here you go. We'll even give you fucking airplanes or whatever, so we'll transport right over here into bumfucking middle of nowhere. You could have this property. You don't even have to pay any money because we need these fucking chips. That's what's gonna happen, bro.
That's what they should do. Happens, like if I was Texas, if I was Arizona, like these states, I know that they already are offering massive incentives, but like you said, like more incentives. You know what I mean? Just get it over here. But I do think that's going to be a big problem sometime soon. I know that there's a 25% tariff coming in for GPUs from China, but I think that's going to be like the smallest thing. I think that there's going to be a point in the next couple years, more tensions with Taiwan and more AI demand, especially as we inch closer to AGI, and not just language models training and then being deployed, but real-time training, like constant compute, constant usage. I think that there's going to be a time where it's amplified with a supply issue and a political issue with Taiwan, and it's going to squeeze it. You know what I mean? And then the chips are going to become so expensive. And then I need a tinfoil hat. But at that point, then compute is going to become so expensive. And then we're not going to be able to get chips. NVIDIA is going to have to, they're going to have priority. You know how like back in like World War II, like all the car makers had like they had to go make tanks and they had to do like all this stuff for the military. I have a feeling that, they could do that with chips.
Yeah, but
they're going to do that with
the
compute.
fan already with the dealerships though, with the car dealerships, with the chips already for the computer systems, CPUs and everything else, with the vehicles. So like, and that was a big problem. I mean, anywhere that you went, there was like fucking like 5 cars on the lot, and that's it. Yeah. So this shit happened already. Yeah. And they're still just recovering now, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine on a large scale when this AI really takes off. I mean, it's not slowing down.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and there's a catalyst with that with the crypto mining too, right? There was a demand that couldn't be kept up because of crypto mining, because it was profitable. Everyone was putting money in crypto mining, doing that mixed with COVID and supply chain issues, like you said. But there hasn't been a time yet where it's been used for like, like compute on a national security type level, and I think that that's what's going to be next.
Well, mass adoption is going to take place very soon.
Yeah,
I think. I would say like in a year or so. Within like a year or two, mass adoption is going to be it's going to be a norm.
Yeah,
it's going to be a huge norm that you're going to need so much compute power just to run certain programs, just to run, you know, like the universities are going to be upgrading themselves too, right? They're going to have to because they're the one that are teaching all this shit. So imagine that, you know, imagine their infrastructures throughout the United States. It's just, it's going to be massive, dude. It's exciting too, you know, we just got to see what the hell is going to happen. That's all.
But all good stuff, right, Dave? All good stuff.
Yeah. Let's get some mass adoption of GPU mining, you know? Get some cables and you'd be good to go.
Yeah, but it's... hopefully... I don't know if it gets to that point. It's crazy to think, but I mean, it's possible. Anything's possible, right? Here, let me pull up...
Say Bosch has a fabrication now in Germany for those chips. Really? There's a major manufacturer. Bosch is huge in North Carolina. North Carolina was giving huge incentives for businesses. That's why Amazon and I think Apple came into North Carolina because of that.
Yeah.
You know, the manufacturing plants.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I think
we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think it'll create a lot of jobs too. You know, I know everyone says AI is going to take jobs away, but I think it's just going to... It doesn't work by itself, right?
No.
Like you still need like a user and stuff like that. I think it's just going to make jobs more efficient and stuff like that.
What is this here? You want me to show something?
Oh, yeah. I was just pulling up the Flux price while we're talking about for peaceful work in AI.
Look at that.
Flux has been doing pretty good. I think I can compare it with Bitcoin. How do I make this bigger? I just did it.
You know, you're okay with me, Mike. You got night mode on. This is great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Here, let me add in BTC.
Usually when you put that on, we lose about like 20 viewers at least. I think we just gained some. Technical analysis. What is this? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I guess over the course
Candles,
of yeah, I mean you can kind of compare the Flux price with Bitcoin price and everything like that. Flux has been doing pretty good. It's exciting, but you know, everything's riding on this proof of useful work, right? That's really what it is. And I think that they're also betting on the proof of useful work stuff migrating users for their Flux cloud as well. So
Flux has halving soon, right?
Let me look that up.
Miner? I'm not sure. Mike's gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, no, it's over a year, but yeah, no, I think it says a year and 72 days.
Yeah.
I feel like they just had one not too long ago.
Oh my god.
But,
Mike, we're already mining disrupts already coming. So like, come on.
Yeah.
Time's flying, dude.
Yeah, let me see. Oh, the past Flux one was February 2023. So yeah, I guess it was like a year and 3 months, and then the next one is a year and 3 months. So that makes every 2.5 years or somewhere around that.
Speaking of halvings or whatever the case may be, Nvidia, bro. You see what Nvidia's going on with their stock? Holy shit.
Yeah, I can pull up
it's like they're going to the moon, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, Nvidia has been on a straight tear with everything. Here, let me turn on. Can I turn on night mode with Yahoo Finance? I don't know.
Are we gonna get a flashbang or what?
Yeah, it's gonna be a flashbang. All right, everyone, close your eyes. Here, I'll close that.
Mike's preparing you guys. Stand by.
This is... Oh, yeah, I guess it was open here. It's pretty,
all right, here we go.
Pretty flat all day today.
Flashbang. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, up 20% the last 5 days.
Yeah.
Up 48% the last 3 months. Up 140% the last 6 months.
I'm telling you.
Last year is 194%. Last 5 years is 3,104%. It looks like a crypto, honestly.
It looks like a
it's
fucking rug pull. Nvidia's gonna go to zero.
That's the thing. Is like, it's, you know what's crazy about it is like,
dude.
I called it before earnings. Actually, I
Yeah.
will give myself a pat on the back. Is when you look at like how much they're making compared to what their market cap is and their their price per earnings and everything, it's not like it's not that crazy. Like it's not that nuts, right? Like the what I usually always look at in stocks. I know this isn't like a stock show, but hey, let's do it. There's not much
It's
in the crypto
business.
world right now, so
It's business. It all relates to what we're talking about anyway.
yeah. I always look at the PE ratio, right? Which the price per earnings ratio is the price of the stock in relation to the earnings, right, of the company. 67 is high, right? Like there's no going around that,
Right.
like to put it in perspective, like in what they say, like in the finance world, is like the one that you want to look for is 15. Like if it's under 15, then it's undervalued, or if it's over 15, then it's overvalued. But 15 is like Berkshire Hathaway. 15 is like Home Depot. You know what I mean? Like very safe stocks that are like not going to fluctuate a whole lot. You usually have a higher PE ratio for tech stocks, like higher risk, higher reward, right? That's where like it all comes from, I think.
I mean, you would think
67
Nvidia wouldn't be. You would assume, without knowing this, it should be a lot lower. In all honesty, that's fucking
their
high,
stock
dude.
price?
No. The PE. It shouldn't really.
Like
be,
more risky.
No, less risky. It shouldn't be
What
like
if
they're fluctuating like massively, dude. It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah, but
I
mean, well, Bitcoin doesn't have like earnings, right? Bitcoin is like
right.
Yeah, like all everything in the financial markets is like always, not always, right? Like it's conspiracy theories. It's like always a rigged system, right? Like you're not going to outbeat the S&P 500. Like hedge funds can't do it. You're not going to do it.
Right.
You might do it for a couple of years. You're not going to do it over 10 years and stuff like that.
That's like retirement shit, being safe.
Sorry, professional traders, but
I mean, you just gotta invest. When you do that shit, you're investing for the long run. You're just doing, like your retirement. You're safe. You're good to go. You'll have that whatever. What's the percentage? I mean, it's a little bit above average depending how it's going, but I mean, it's just like
10% usually on average.
10% usually a year, right? So you guys put that in perspective, whatever you have, and you're using that to fucking retire, literally. Right, that's what you're using it for. You're not using it to get rich quick, next year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, that's the turtle that'll make it to the end, surely but slowly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fucking Nvidia here, guys. This is like the rabbit, man.
And Crypto Craig said they're doing the 10-for-1 stock split, which is
that's right.
Usually that's, in my opinion, I think that's bullish. But I think it's already like priced. It's already priced in. Like, it's not like it's going to stock split and like it's going to go up again. But it makes it more easy for people to buy, unless you have like the apps where you could buy like fractional shares and stuff. But it opens up the shares to more retail investors that might not be able to afford an $1,100 share. But
I can't believe that. I'm so happy you have Nvidia. But man, dude. $1,100 a share, $1,148, bro. Get out of here.
Yeah, it's nuts. But I know that this is crazy, and I told Mike this before earnings, and I'm going to say it again even after earnings. I still think Nvidia is undervalued for what it is, and I know that that's crazy, but like I still see them as like they could comfortably float higher, and that their price can be more inflated than what it is right now. It's inflated, it's high, but they're also like the only producer of this stuff. And the demand just keeps going up more and more. You know what I mean? So it's like it's like if you look at AMD, for instance,
they're doing okay. So they're okay.
AMD,
they're like surely but slowly. AMD.
AMD's price per earning ratio is 240. Like if I had fun
shit.
money to like have fun with, I would probably short AMD. You know what I mean? Like I think AMD's overvalued. They don't make. I think AMD is inflated because of Nvidia. Right, and I think Intel is like a dinosaur, but they might have good things. I don't know. I'm not a fan. But AMD, I think if you look at here, can we compare? I don't know how to do this on here. Advanced chart. Can I do a comparison here? Let's do AMD with Nvidia. Yeah. Okay. So here, wait, NVIDIA, AMD. Okay, here, let me switch back over to the stream chart. So you could see, like,
They're
run
running
in
underneath.
unison.
Yeah, they're running underneath of them. That's
Yeah,
all.
like if NVIDIA goes down, AMD goes down. If NVIDIA goes up, AMD goes up. The only thing is AMD doesn't have the earnings to support this change, whereas NVIDIA does.
Mm-hmm.
So I think AMD is actually in like an awful position right now, like really bad. Like I said, I don't know if I had some fun money to do, I would definitely short them. I'd probably play, like put long puts on like, like 2 earnings releases down, like 2 quarters down.
Yeah,
because AMD can't sustain this. Even if AMD came out tomorrow, it was like, hey, we have this, H100 competitor, or our new, 8900 XT is like comparable on all these language models as the 4090. Even if they came out with that, it's going to take like years, or maybe a year. Things go quick sometimes, but at least a year for AMD to even prove that financially, prove that the demand is there. You know what I mean? None of it's there right now. I think AMD is honestly going to collapse. But hey,
shit.
that's my...
You say that. I got some AMD stock, Mike. Don't put that shit on me.
I'm saying if and that's just my opinion. I you know what I mean? Like it's not financial advice, obviously, but
what happened about 2 years ago? They were like moon.
Yeah, I mean, over the year
ago?
they're only up 30%. The problem is like
they did drop to shit though. They have dropped to shit in the last couple of years for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's not.
Yeah.
It still follows, right, and everything like that. Let's see who's going on. Sorry, the chat I keep putting down. I wish that we could put the chat up on the screen. We got to figure that out. I know it's something in StreamYard, but Nismo Miner, what's up? Chipotle stock is high. Yeah, have they split yet? I honestly haven't looked at that.
Dude, I like Chipotle, man, but man, the Chipotle by my house, they suck ass, bro. So upset.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I'm allergic to avocado, right? So I can't have, that. I can't have avocado or arugula. I'm also saying I'm allergic to arugula too. We're not gonna get into that tonight, guys, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's like
they're an arugula bowl.
they're fucking dirty. Like they have a mess on the counter. It's disgusting. They were like, so I ordered a burrito. I didn't see anything yet, right? I was like, I order, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? They just slid my burrito on fucking avocado, onions, or whatever, all this other shit. I'm like, what are you doing? They're like, oh no. I was like, I can't have avocado. And they're like, oh, sorry. Management's horrible there. It's just like a nightmare. But yeah. It is what it is. What's Chipotle doing? What
Chipotle is pretty. I think Chipotle is they still haven't stock split. That's yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I mean they're still pretty high up. They're doing pretty good. But their PE rate, I mean, like I said, I don't know why I do this, but I always like compare. I always look at price earnings ratios. 65?
Is that 65?
Huh?
I can't see it. What's the PE?
It's 65.
65, 39.
NVIDIA. But see, the PE ratio when it comes to like food and beverage industry is pretty high, right? Like the PE ratio can ebb and flow a little bit, And then for anyone watching, also the beta, like that's a big thing too. The beta is like a volatility indicator, I guess you could say. Like a beta of 1.0 is basically following the market, like the S&P 500. Like if the S&P goes up 1% and your beta is 0 on your stock, it'll go up 1%. It follows it. But if your beta is 2 and the S&P goes up 1%, theoretically your stock would go up 2%. You know what I mean? It's a volatility, but it would also go down at just as much, right?
Right. If it goes down 1% or 2%, you're going down 4%.
Like volatility indicator. I did a lot of stuff with stocks. I used to want to be like a broker on Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street comes out. I'm like, I could do that. I'll move to New York and but my background is in investment, like analysis, and again, no financial advice here, but
no, we're just having fun.
That was my background before I got into law, and then law. After going to law school, they just kind of like get all your dreams and just like crush it. And yeah, exactly.
Yeah, not today, buddy.
But no, I didn't want to. It's just not for me, right? But yeah, I think AMD's overvalued. I think Nvidia still has a run to go. I think that they, easily could be, if AMD's at there, it depends, right, where the market's going, right? The NASDAQ and all these tech companies start having issues, or these macro political issues with, tensions with Taiwan and China and all that kind of risk. If all that stays the same, I think Nvidia still has some room to grow. And I know that that's crazy because you look at the charts, but they're crushing it on earnings. You know what I mean? Like all these analysts on this on Wall Street are like, all these big banks, Morgan Stanley and everyone, are coming out, and they're honestly just throwing ridiculous numbers out, right, for their estimates. They're like, you know what, we'll just put this number. There's no way they're going to hit it. And Nvidia beats it by like a ton. It's crazy. It's literally crazy.
Nvidia keeps on saying challenge accepted. So oh man, it's crazy.
It's crazy. But Nismo Miner sold AMD a while back, put in Nvidia. Smart move.
Yeah, I should have too, but I let it ride. I got it so cheap, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like at that point, it's just like, it is what it is. I think at one point, we all thought that Nvidia was just, AMD was just gonna basically just disappear. I thought at one point,
Yeah, the one to watch I know some people in the chat said it. Goat talked a lot about it. King mentioned it here today too. The NPUs, these neural processing units. I think that those are going to be a breakthrough, right? Like we're probably going to see something soon where you start having these cards come out and these chips come out that could process these a lot better and more efficiently.
Right.
But it might be Nvidia that comes out with these. You know what I mean? Nvidia's on the forefront of this.
Yeah.
They have the most R&D that's in the AI field, and every other company is just scratching and clawing trying to catch up. So it's I don't know, it's hard. AMD's in a hard position, Intel's in a hard position, but Nvidia needs to, not that they need to do anything, but they are a monopoly, right? Like these other companies are going to come out with something. I just think for how inflated they are in price, it's too late. They're going to crash harder than Nvidia will. And I think Nvidia is going to come down, not anytime soon, but over the, maybe 6 months to a year range. I feel like there might be a strong pullback. It might drop half, you know what I mean? But every other company, like if Nvidia drops that much, AMD is going to like crater to the center of the earth, and
what is Nvidia split, Mike?
When? I think June 6th.
June 6th. Yeah, that's right.
I think. Yeah.
I know. From my understanding, I know it was in June.
They probably have it somewhere here. This was recent, right? See, look how much news is on Nvidia. It's like all this is just a couple hours ago. Barron's, Bloomberg. It's like, it's probably on there. Like, I can look at their, it's on their right here press releases maybe.
Yeah,
it would be on here somewhere on their earning report. Let's see, stock split. Where is
Nismo Miner says June 6th. Last I read.
Yeah, or June 7th. Yeah, distributed on June 7th. Or June 6th. Wait, I'm sorry. Each record holder common stock. Why is this? What do you mean story continues? There we go. Okay. Yeah. June 6th will receive 9 additional shares of common stock to be distributed after the close of market on Friday, June 7th. So it'll get recorded on Thursday, and then Friday after trading, you'll get it. So the stock split will be adjusted Monday, June 10th. So if you own NVIDIA stock and you log in and it's 10% of what it was supposed to, do not be worried. But yeah, I think has NVIDIA split? They've split a couple times, I think. Just crazy.
Insane.
Excuse me. Yeah, it's nuts. And like I said, their numbers just, are just going up and up. And look at their revenue Q1 of fiscal year 25 compared to Q1 of fiscal year 25 or 24. So it's Yeah, year over year, they're up 262%.
Imagine.
So then if that's over 1 year, right? So then if you go to the stock, look, we should just do a stock channel, Dave.
Maybe like on
Go over 1 year, you're up 194%. So if it still had the same price per earnings a year ago and it went up 194%, their revenues beat the rise that they're currently on. So that kind of just backs up a little bit what so their PE ratio is actually lower, which means more reflective of their earnings than it was a year ago. That's what's nuts.
It's crazy, dude. Nuts.
Yeah, here it is. Oh, these are annual. Yeah. I don't know, the total revenue. What number was I looking at then? Maybe down here. EBITDA earnings before interest, tax, deductions, and what does the A mean? Any accountants in the chat? A for adjustments. Adjustments, is that what it is? Just crazy. Just crazy. Just absolutely nuts. So yeah, 131, 24, 131. Yeah, I mean, like look at the difference between these two numbers.
That's crazy, dude.
It's just nuts. And a lot of it, I think, is from the data center side too. You know, I mean, I'm not going to go into the whole financial report, but if you guys are interested in this stuff, then Yahoo Finance has always been my favorite. I know it looks a little bit ratchet compared to like these professional traders on YouTube that have like all these crazy things, but like Yahoo Finance has no like gatekeeping on it. It's free. Like you just go in and you see these simple things. It's like a lot of times like some of these websites that might look nicer and have like cooler charts and all that stuff, like they don't
mode. Sorry guys.
Yeah, they don't have like exactly like I don't know what Yahoo does besides these pages anymore. That's like literally all it is. That's the only thing I use Yahoo for is Yahoo Finance, but they don't like gatekeep anything. It's very simple and straightforward, and big fan. Please sponsor me if you're seeing this, Yahoo Finance.
They don't give a shit about your eyes at nighttime when you're trying to do a live stream. Yeah. But hey, you get some information.
Let's see. Some of a rubbish. What's up, man? Vistain, don't agree. NVIDIA focus on GPU and ARM for retail, not for NPU. Yeah. Who knows? That's the thing. Like, who knows? Why is GPU? Why are they've been so focused just on these areas and so much time, but now they have so much money to play with. You know what I mean? That they can invest money in this R&D going into whatever sector they want. You know what I mean? NVIDIA can make cars. No, I'm just joking. Apple tried that, didn't work. But it's it is interesting. Gordon Murray, I know people are planning on dumping their options trade on NVIDIA right before the split. Yeah, I mean, well, it depends on what options. Also with options, right? Like even if you buy it, you have expiration dates, right? And then they call it like there's what is it called? There's like theta, there's gamma, there's all these things that are involved with options, which it's basically gambling, right? But like as you get closer to the expiration date and the stock is trading like sideways, you're just going to lose money every day, right? Like if you have a short on a stock and you're buying, options that expire real soon, then it's every day it's going to go, your value for that contract is going to go down, right? But yeah, I mean, I'm an investor with NVIDIA. Like I love NVIDIA. Like there's no going around that, right? Like I'm a big fan of every aspect of their business. Very cool. But I would not trade options on it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not going to gamble on it going up or down or anything. The markets will act more irrational than you can remain solvent, right? Like I think I don't know where that term came from, but like trying to play the markets just doesn't make sense. For NVIDIA, right? But yeah, I would not be. I would
too
also
much of a chance because it fluctuates too much. I wouldn't do it.
Yeah. Scott Sheffield, what's up, man? I wonder if AMD will catch up to NVIDIA. I don't think they'll ever catch up, but they will come out with something. They'll have something, or these NPUs will take off and NVIDIA will drop the ball. Who knows? Right? Like who knows? All I know is that it's, for our perspective, right? for whether you're a gamer, whether you're a crypto miner, whether you're AI supplier, consumer, all of this is going to breed competition, and it's that breeds, innovation. Sorry.
Well, you need competition though. Without any competition, it becomes shit overall.
You get comfy. I mean, look at Intel. That's what happened with Intel, right? They're like, I'm just going to make another i7. I'm going to call it just a thousand numbers up.
I know.
And it's going to be the same exact thing as the before. And then AMD came in and just railroaded them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And now Intel is still kind of playing catch up with that. And, but like I said, even if AMD came out with something tomorrow, it's like, it's going to take so much time. Even if it's good, it's going to take people having to adopt it to make it worthwhile. You know what I mean? There's so much time for it. Whereas NVIDIA was just, they were at the right place at the right time. You know what I mean? They were at the right place at the right time with a good product and everything like that. So it's, yeah. Crypto Craig, I use Yahoo Finance all the time. Love it. Yeah, man. Like, I know it's kind of like old school, but like Yahoo Finance is the best. It is the best. Batter Ace, we need flux proof use will work soon. I'm getting laid off next. Oh, that sucks, man. I'm sorry to hear that. It's coming though. I don't know if you were here earlier, Batter Ace, but there was an official announcement that the end of June, Flux Proof of Use will work alpha is opening up to the public. Everyone's going to be able to have it. So that's coming soon. But I am sorry to hear that, bro. But Crypto Craig, options are educated gambling. Yeah, I don't know. I've definitely lost money overall on options. I'm not like a big gambler, you know what I mean? But like, there have been times where I'm like, let me, like the first run up with GameStop, I was like, let me try it. I actually did make money on that, but I think that was the only one that I've made money on. Every other option, like you just get squeezed every day. You know what I mean? That's the thing is like, it's, what was it called? The Theta Gang or Theta Decay. It just like your contract price just keeps going down as it gets closer to, or the, what is it called? The IV squeeze or what? I don't know. I don't do all the crazy stuff, but it's I don't do it anymore. Let's put it that way. But Batter Ace, just tell Jeffkey to let the rest of us put out 49s on Flux POUW. Soon you'll be able to do it.
Yep.
You have 20 4090s on Vast. Jeez, that's sick, man.
Nice. Can't
claim unemployment with VADT. What's that? Nismo Miner, Microsoft dropped the ARM laptop, right? I think they did. What, the new Surface? Is that their new Surface laptop? I think I saw something about that. Wait, batteries. I have 2049s on Vast. Can't claim unemployment with Vast. What state are you in? I'm just wondering.
Oh, because it's showing that he has income. Because that's a what is it? 1099. They give you 1099.
Yeah, it's a 10. You know what's weird about that? It's so actually not
he's
weird.
Self-employed. But he's like self-employed with that. If you're getting a 1099, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you have a full-time job, right? But you're still okay. They're gonna ask you, are you having a source of income? Well, if he has those on the as income, that's 1099 that you get at the end of the year. So you can't get unemployment because you have a source of income. You have to claim all your income. So they ask you, are you
claim all your income? Batter Ace, you're saying, so if you get paid in Flux, I know where you're going with it, but
yeah,
legally, like all income's income, right? But
need to get reported.
I don't know. That's an interesting thing. I'm not giving any advice here whatsoever. No advice, zero advice. But I would look into it a little more. I'm not like a CPA or anything. I've worked with a lot of CPAs, done a lot of tax stuff. But when Vast gives you a 1099, it's for rent. You know what I mean? It's not. It doesn't say like other income or anything. It's on the line item rent. So yeah. I would, again, I don't do it, but like I would maybe if you have a CPA or someone that does your books, or maybe look into it. Honestly, I don't know, but there might be something with that because you're getting paid for rent. You know what I mean? It's rental income, which is. It was weird to me when I first saw it, but then it kind of makes sense, right? I don't know if that's the right way to do it. I'm not a CPA. I just have seen those before. There might be something there. I don't know. Maybe
Max
something to look
Voltage
into.
is saying, but you have the expense of obtaining the 4090s to take against the income. No guarantee what the taxable amount will be. Right.
Oh, is that what Max? But you have the expenses of obtaining the 4090s against the income. No guarantees. Yeah, but it's still, I don't know. For unemployment, especially with Michigan, I have no idea. I'm bar licensed in Florida, but bar license is like just, it's like I passed the bar. It doesn't mean I know Michigan, tax rules or laws, but the expenses you have obtained the 49 ticket against the income, no guarantee what the taxable amount will be. Yeah, that's true. I don't know what the rules are. Honestly, I'm just asking questions that are probably questions that maybe you can ask around or look online. But it does on their 1099, it is rental income. So I don't know how that works. It's not a job and it's not a W-2. No. So I don't know. Like I said, I have no idea, but I assume you can claim unemployment even if you have a 1099. There's no guaranteed income for it. It's not a job, but also you can't claim unemployment. Like with GPURisers and stuff like that, there's no W-2s or anything like that. You know what I mean? So I don't know. My mic is clipping. Sorry, I think it was like tapping the thing. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not really sure.
I would look more into it though.
I just take it to my CPA, and my CPA takes care of it because that's what they get paid to do.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
I'm just saying because I took accounting classes and stuff like that, and it's just like taking care of debits and credits, and putting into certain files, for my, to make it a little bit easier. That's fine. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have itemized, information, but after that, dude, you gotta do whatever you gotta do. You know what I mean? You get paid to do your job, and if you mess that up, they're coming after you. I paid you.
Yeah. That's all. A good CPA and good bookkeeper accountant will save you a lot of money. You know what I mean?
It's not cheap, but it's worth it though. When it comes to business, you have to do things the right way. Now that's financial advice. I'm saying you got to do things the right way, guys, because that's just gonna bite you in the ass. I'm letting you know right now. Do it the right way the first time. Get it done the right way. Enjoy life. Dabble into things, but do it the right way. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
If I can say anything that's meaningful, that's what I would say.
Yeah, especially if you have all these different, especially with crypto, right? You have all these different sources of income and stuff like that. It's even if you lose money, you know what I mean? Especially if you have if you do have a W-2 that you're withholding federal income tax or state tax, depending on what state you're in. Even if you're losing money on crypto, it might be worth it to pay money out of pocket for someone to do your books, because you might be able to save money that that you already remitted through your your job remitted for you through your W-2. You know what I mean? That were withheld. So, if you had like 10 grand of tax withheld, and you lost 5 grand on your crypto mining business, then, you could have that, adjusted. Your adjusted income would result in a, some sort of refund, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what are you guys talking about? Installing a box? Let me see. GeoNet. Okay, I gotta look into that. I see a lot of people. Is that one of the DPIN projects? I've seen a lot of those recently. I honestly know nothing about them, so it's hard for me to comment. I did the helium thing.
I never got into it. That was the MTD thing, whatever those boxes.
Mm-hmm.
Was it MTD or some shit
Scott
like
Sheffield.
that?
I thought you couldn't lose money in crypto. Yeah, okay. It's yeah. I don't know. I saw I don't know. It's the DPIN stuff. I just I don't know. I just I don't know. I look at everything too much, and I analyze it too much, right? I'm not. I hate to say it, but whenever I see new projects, I'm a little bit pessimistic about it, right? And that's just how it's been, because I've been doing this for 8 years now, and I've seen a lot come, a lot go. So now I just analyze everything kind of on the basis of would I use this? You know what I mean? And again, that's why I'm like a huge Flux. I'm not sponsored by Flux, but if they're seeing it, I will accept a sponsorship. But I would use that product, right? Big fan of Vast. I use that product as a supplier. I would use it as like a user also for, well, actually, no, I'd build my own machine now. I would watch Retro Mike's videos and build my own machine, which I've done. I've put that on there before. But yeah, it's the use case, right? Like I saw the video on, I don't know what it was called. I don't know if it was the GeoNet thing. It was Dymo, which is the one that has like these new wireless routers that like you put in a business. I don't know what it is, but they sponsored a bunch of YouTubers recently on it. I can't remember what it was called.
ET something? I don't know. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, they're like a couple $100 for these things, and you look into it and like, one, you don't know who the people are, right? You have no idea who the team behind this, but putting that aside, like what's the use case for this? Like, oh, you have a new cell service that you can use.
What it is, Mike.
Is that what it is? XNet, yeah. I mean, so what is it? Like instead of being on Verizon, on my phone or AT&T or T-Mobile or whatever, are you going to switch and use this? I mean, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like what's it solving? I understand that it's like might be, breaking up these big companies that might have these unethical pricing plans and all that kind of stuff. Like I get it, but like, would you actually use it? Like, is it building out an infrastructure that you would actually use? I don't know. Again, I know I sound probably pessimistic with all of it, but like, I just, I don't know. What's up?
I don't understand it. Hey, Chili, welcome. I just don't understand it either. Honestly, I don't understand enough to make sense. Like basically, I looked into it a little bit, but like so number one, like if you read a whole bunch of you read the notes and stuff like that, it's like you got coins that they're gonna give you, but they're locked up for a year and stuff like that. So it's like, did they give you anything? So it's not, and then also it's not tangible because you can't actually make it. Let's just say you want to make and trade it into fiat or or something else. You can't. So you're already spending money. This is my opinion. You're spending money into something that you're hoping to get a return back, or you're supporting this network with your own fiat or crypto. I guess they take crypto. I'm not really sure, to see what happens. Like what?
That's a whole other thing. Yeah, I could pull that up because
what happens after a year,
dive
Mike?
into that.
I'm just saying, like, what the hell happens after like a year? That I'm not saying that this is gonna happen. I'm just saying that just be aware of like the possibilities, guys. Right? Like if these people, the devs or whoever it is, they're gonna pull back because you have all this money locked up, and all of a sudden, oh, okay, now it's gonna be on this market, or you can swap it out for this. But we don't personally have that option for at least a year. So will it be too late by then? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. I pulled the thing up here because I remember reading that actually about it. But custom computing has a really good question, and it's what's your use case for Flux? You know what I mean? Because that is the main thing. Like I said, how I look at things, right? Like one, I'm going to use Flux Core for their proof of useful work stuff. I don't use it now. I do have a test one, but I'm not going to put any heavy infrastructure into it. But their blockchain and like their cloud computing and stuff like that, I want to move. The only reason I haven't moved GPURisers over to WordPress on are two things. One, it doesn't work that great right now, but they're working on it. They're doing updates and stuff like that. But the second is I don't have the time to do it. But they offer cheaper alternatives for all this stuff, and that is attractive. That is something I would use. Like instead, if I didn't have a VM thing at my house and like at another location where I have like a server that's spliced up with ESXi and hypervisors and having all that stuff there, I would do it on Flux. I would rent servers and compute. The only thing is Flux needs to work on it, right? There's no going around that. But the use case for Flux for their cloud computing, I think is huge. And I will also be a consumer of the Flux Edge side and paying for it too, right? Like jumping on a machine and being able to launch any LLM that I want and any models or anything like that. It's just easy to use. So I would, at the end of the day, be a consumer of a lot of their products. Now, like I said, their WordPress is not great, right? Like they have Hello, or Chili just said the reliability isn't there yet, though. It isn't, but the foundation's there, right? It's not just an idea. It's not just like, hey, we're gonna do this great thing. You know what I mean? Like it's there, and it's still like emerging tech for it. But I see it. Like I see the team that's working on it, and I would use all their products. But they need to work, right? Like that's the thing is XNet, the first blockchain powered mobile carrier, is that going to work and be as reliable as Verizon or AT&T or anything like that? If it is, then people will switch over to it.
Right. So let's be transparent.
What do they expect? Everyone to put these things everywhere and then get paid out for it? I mean, it just doesn't.
Well, okay, so we're not advocating XNet. We're just talking about it, guys. We're not saying go buy these things or anything like that. We're not sponsored by these people or anything like that. We're just talking about it, and I just see, like, me personally, a lot of cons of what's going on, and there's just like not enough information for me to say, hey, I would like to get this XNet, or maybe someone has to explain it to me a little bit better, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the things that I read, it's just red flags for me personally. I just don't, like, you're gonna spend this money to get this stuff, and then you're gonna lock it up and everything else, and like, we were going through it before. I went through it before, whatever, trying to get some information on it. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this new product.
Yeah, where was the
I forgot where it's under the
Oh, you get a one-time conversion bonus of 20,000, or I'm guessing these are their tokens, right?
Right.
But then it's locked up for 12 months.
Right.
See, that's what that doesn't make any sense to me. The only thing that I see when I read that is that they're locking it up so that over 12 months they can sell it, and then they have it here for tokenomics insider pool, so they have 15%, and then they have another 15% that's used to gain access to investment in the network from investors, which might just be them going back into the network and selling their coins. I don't know. I just, like, again, besides like tokenomics and everything, I don't see a use case for a lot of this stuff. But I don't see a lot from a lot of the big coins that are out there. A lot of it's just reinventing the wheel. And
how are you going to, let's be honest, how are you going to compete when people are spending money for like building a brand new infrastructure? Like, it's, Mike, it takes like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. We might be in the billions now. If you wanted to like rebuild a 5G infrastructure. Like,
yeah. But you're also
like, how the fuck is that
that's
gonna
another
happen?
thing, right? Like you're running it, like, if you want to get rid of AT&T and you're like, okay, we're going to have our decentralized platform, you're going to have a new mobile carrier, but you're running your equipment on AT&T internet, isn't it still the same backbone? Like for the most part, you're still dependent on all of that.
What you're saying is that you need a host. Like, this needs a host to fucking work, and then you need repeaters, and then you need everything else. Like,
I just don't get it. I mean, like, maybe there's something I'm missing here, but anytime I see it, it's always like glazed over, like a donut. You know what I mean? Like, oh no, that's not what it is. But it's 10 minutes to midnight. We can't sell, but yeah, I don't know. Especially with how expensive these things are, locking the money up for a year. Like, that's when you have to ask yourself, right? Like,
bucks or something like that.
If you're buying one of these things, because you'll look up these calculators or these, and like, they always, pay influencers and stuff like that. Nothing wrong with it, of course. But like, when you're running these numbers, you're probably taking into account this huge one-time bonus that then a year from now, there's going to be like a 1 or 2 month period when everyone's buying these things that's going to just dump all this on the market as soon as possible once it's unlocked, which is going to, there's probably not going to be an equal amount of buys. So what's that going to do when there's not a whole bunch of, buy orders that are in there at the market? So I don't know, like, you're investing in the project at this point. You're not trying to get your return on these machines. If you're buying it, you're investing in the project. So, like, do you believe in the project? Do you think that's, again, I know in custom computing, you're right. Like, what's the use case? And for Flux, I do see one. A lot of these projects, I just don't. Bitcoin has no use case other than being a currency, right? And we give it value, and it has intrinsic value to be detached from inflation. Like, I'm a huge advocate for that too. I mean, Ethereum has their smart contracts, and Yeah, and
I don't
Ethereum
know.
also was the first, right? It's the
Right.
same reason why Bitcoin is more relevant than Litecoin is lighter, faster to move. It's just easier to use, less, the confirmation. It's a less boggy system, but Bitcoin was there first, and so Ethereum was there first. So it's always like a lot of, I don't know. These are just my opinions, guys. Not trying to be crazy, but
All I'm saying is the XNet thing. I don't know. I don't know if I would do it. If they paid me to do it, hey, I got something for free though, as a content creator, right? So they pay me for it, but I would be just as transparent of what I'm saying right now. I'm like, dude, I mean, I got it for free. I didn't pay shit for it. You know what I mean? So it's just like, honestly, I would just say what I'm saying right now. Like, what are you supposed to do?
$200 or $299. Like, I see things for that. Like, for stuff like that, it's like getting in it for like as a hobby, right? Like learning it and stuff like that, because it is an interesting project. Like I bought helium miners. I bought 2 helium miners, and it came with a giant rod. You know what I mean? Like the huge. I don't know what kind of thing that was going to be on, but again, it's based on an internet backbone. I guess the whole idea was that it eventually wouldn't be once they're all connected or something. I don't know, but the basis was cool, and I wanted to learn about it, and I did, but it's having a lower entry point. So if anyone is interested in this stuff, I mean, I'm not trying to knock the project, right? Like I want to push innovation, everything like that. I do think it's all cool. I just
I'm not either. I'm just saying that's my perspective. That's
spend
it.
money. Yeah. If you're looking at this like I'm going to make X amount, then it's not. Any project probably shouldn't be like that.
You shouldn't look at any project like that.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I don't care who it is, honestly, right? I mean, that's just reality, But I mean, they got some cool shit. There's some stuff that's really expensive too, though. I mean, it's like, you're like ubiquity fucking type of pricing over here. Like that's like, but I don't know. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I mean and who knows? Maybe the project will do, but it's like, why are they locking the coins up? You know what I mean? Why are they doing that? I understand they're going to say that they don't want to flood the market with it, right? But does it make any sense to do it a year from now? You know what I mean? Does that make any sense? So I don't know.
How does it happen every time somebody gets this or whatever the case may be? They lock it up 12 months from that date. So 3 months later. So basically now it's going to be 12 months from 3 months, and then after 6 months, 12 months from there. So it's just like all of these things are going to be opened at certain periods of time because not everybody's going to do it at the same time, right? So
I mean, isn't this just a Raspberry Pi? Or this looks just like an Intel, like a NUC. Those Intel NUCs?
It might be just a Raspberry Pi. Didn't they have the CompuPower that was in it? I know. No?
I don't even know.
Doesn't give like the...
No, it just doesn't.
Huh.
But then here, it opened up to this. What's this? Yeah, this is their calculator, right?
Yeah. Does it work?
Yeah, not with that zip code.
Huh.
Oh yeah, see it. If you buy this many, this is how much you get. I don't know. I know I probably sound like glass is half full kind of the thing, but
it is what it is. I mean, it's just like here's the new. I just be aware, guys. Basically, guys and gals, right? Just basically be aware what's coming out. It's always going to be like this in the crypto world. I mean, that's the bottom line, man. You're going to have rug pulls. You're going to have shit that basically looks legit. And if you look into a little bit more into it, or you just let it ride, and some people are making money and some people don't. Like, what the hell happened to that, like the ETMC thing or something like that? Didn't that just completely collapse?
I have no idea.
There was like some big ETMC. There was a lot of things going on with that, and apparently like it wants like nothing or something. I don't know. I stopped following it.
But that's the thing, is blockchain brings so much innovation. You know what I mean? But it's almost like the .com bubble with blockchain, where it's like 99% of it is going to be garbage, and it's going to taint a lot of the other ones and everything. But it does breed innovation and everything. It's It is great. Crypto Craig, LTC is awesome. I love moving assets around. I do that. I literally only move stuff around at LTC. You know what I mean? It's cheap. It's fast. I am a big fan of Litecoin. And I know Retro Mike is too. It's big fan. Go, what's up, man? Looks like a NUC. Yeah, it looks like one with just like a 3D printed thing that's $1,000. But again, it's or etc POUW rug pull on nodes. Again, it's like, it's always my question. Like I said a million times, it's my exit liquidity. It's like, what does it do? You know what I mean? Like if you can't explain a project, or you can't explain something in terms to someone that has no idea about it, then, and you can't explain it simple enough to them, then you don't know enough about the project to invest in it yourself or whatever, in my opinion, or you don't know enough about it to push the project or anything like that. You know what I mean? Like if you can't explain it, you know, to a 10-year-old what this does and how it functions, it's not that it's too complicated. You know, there's nuclear scientists that can dumb down that to a 10-year-old. You know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I always read it, is when people start talking and it's just like, it goes on. I'll listen, and it just goes on and on and on. And they use more complicated words. They tie it in with something else. Like they'll use another big name, like, oh, it's like this, but it's better. And then they'll, you know, just keep going on and on about it. And they'll keep, you know, just rambling. You know what I mean? That's at least how I see it.
Iowa Crypto Mining member for 13 months in the bomb squad. Thank you very much, buddy. Hi from your first and best bomb squad member. Yeah. This is so
13
true.
13 months. That's crazy.
Jesus, I had the bomb squad for 13 months. Holy crap. I know he did for day one. I know he did. So
yeah,
thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. That's crazy.
Mr. Goat, just throw AI in there. It's a 10x. Yeah, 10x, 10x. That's also another red flag. I got a couple red flags.
Oh boy.
One is when they sell Raspberry Pis for $1,000 or Intel Nux.
That's it.
Two, if they lock up all the coins that they're saying that you're going to profit from it, one-time conversions or whatever they call. Or three, if you ever hear someone on YouTube, me and Dave, if you ever hear us using X's, that's a you know, a watch out type thing. Not saying it can't happen. No. But yeah. Especially with stuff like this, but it is exciting. I don't want to be like shit on, you know, all these projects that are out there. But ask yourself, why are they selling it to you? You know what I mean? It's the same thing as Bitcoin miners. Why are they selling it to you? What's special about it? You know, but that's a whole different business. That's like a proof of work chain. That's again a currency that's accepted worldwide now and adopted. So it's, you know, tried and true. You know what I mean?
I guess maybe I could do a TVM coin or something like that, and maybe you can get 10x. But just invest everything that you guys got in TVM coin, and we'll see what happens.
TVM coin.
Fuck it. You know? Yeah. I don't know. That's how I look at things sometimes. Like, you know, I don't know.
Yeah, and again, like you want to, like I bought a Dell R730.
Right.
I didn't know the first thing about it. I bought it to have VMs on and make nodes and like all that stuff, and like, but I just assumed I was going to lose money on it, or you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to make money on this thing, but I want to learn about it. And so like that's kind of like how I feel. Like if you're, I do see a lot of people investing money in things that will likely not get a return, and it's a lot of gambling, and it's, you know, a lot of like sad stories come from it and stuff like that. But it's
especially when you're chasing a lot right now. Right now, a lot of people are chasing right now. I mean, that's just you know, that's how I feel right now. I think a lot of people are chasing, and they're just trying to, you know, either, you know, go on with their hobby, that they make it a hobby, or something that they invested a little too much right now, and they're like, well, shit, you know, 20 cents, at least I'm getting 20 cents a day per GPU, whatever the case may be, so I can actually get some type of return because I'm upside down a little bit. You know what I mean? So like, I don't know, man. It's just like it's a doggy dog world out there, and you guys got to be careful. That's, you know, for the business aspect, you know, for two business owners here, you guys got to be careful. That's the bottom line, man.
We have no, you're right. The Traveler's Travels, thoughts on the new KSO Ultra 400 gig hash. I'm not a Caspa fan by any means, but again, like I said before, like there's certain prices that like you're not going to eat it on. You know what I mean? Like if you're interested in the Caspa project, then I think the KSO is great. I think it's a great thing to get into. You know, it's not designed too well with the way that it came out, the overclocking and everything that they had with it. But luckily, Dave made cables that fixed that. But like, it's at the price point where it's okay. I get like nervous for other people, like when you're spending $1,000 on a Raspberry Pi, or like Goat said it here, if you have proprietary hardware, if you get it, You know what I mean? Like I know Locatech, or I probably pronounced that wrong, but they have like proprietary stuff, right? They're very worried about it. But if they just have like literally an Intel NUC or a Raspberry Pi that's sitting there, and it's only the one use case for that, I think it's weird. Unless, like I said, the XNet thing, right? If you believe in it and you think it's cool, why not spend the $200? It's a learning process. You know what I mean?
That's your gamble. It's like, right? That's like,
it's the same thing as buying like an old GPU or something. If you want to buy a GPU at 3070 for $200 or something and test it around on different coins and learn how to do it, like that's how we all learn crypto mining.
Yep.
It's just when it gets to the point where people are spending $30,000 on a box from China, that's where, for me, I get like, that's not just like an educated investment. You're investing in like something that's risky, but people have made that bet on Caspa and made a ton of money doing it. There's clients that we have that bought these very volatile machines that we tell them, we're not like trying to just sell them the machine, right? Like we want to host for them and stuff, but like we make sure that they understand, right? Like, oh, I heard this new machine's coming out from Ice River, Wind Valley or something. We let them know, like, this is extremely risky. This is a risky thing. We don't know how it's built. We don't know anything like that. And some people take the risk. And like I said, a lot of people made a lot of money. We have clients now that have KS3Ms that like have gotten their return tenfold, not tenfold, but they've gotten their return already on it, and they're still making a lot of money on it. But
doing good.
Yeah, it's just how you look at it, right? That's where it is. Like a KSO Ultra, if it's like, a couple $100 and you just want to get into ASIC mining and get your feet wet and see it, like worst case, this thing is a doorstop in 6 months. You know what I mean? If you're willing to lose that and invest that in like learning it and getting involved, then do it. But don't do it if that's like your rent money. You know what I mean? Like or you don't want to lose it. It's a learning. A lot of these things are like learning processes, right? That's why I'm always have been and still am like a huge advocate for GPU mining, CPU mining, things of that area, because you can always kind of resell the hardware, right? Like if you build it all, if I built a GPU mining rig here, like really, what am I going to be out? Like the fans, the frames, risers, used risers don't go for a lot of this. No surprise. But anything of value, like the GPUs, the motherboard, CPU, like all of that, you can resell and recoup some of your money. So but other things like this, like Goat said, like a piece of hardware that's $1,000, like if you're spending that much money, it's because you're investing in the project. Yeah, because that hardware is not going to be worth anything.
I mean, that should be kind of a red flag, that basically something that's proprietary, that you have no other use case for it. You need to think. You need to think about it. But now, you got $1,000 and you built like that you could just take that $1,000 and be like, shit, if I lose it, I lose it. Man, good for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
High risk, high reward. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Nothing in life is free, right? Nothing is free. Facebook's free. It's not. You know what I mean? They're selling something, and learning isn't free. A lot of, you can read stuff online. I guess that's not completely true, but learning and getting involved with this stuff, I think all of us in the chat could probably relate to that. Like we've all eaten it on some projects. We've all, fell like the helium miners, right? I ate shit on that. I think each one I paid like $600 for, and they look like lightsabers of old antennas. I don't even know I can't even open the app on my phone anymore. You know what I mean? I don't even know what the project is doing. I think I've mined maybe, or what's it called? I don't know how they do it, but like $100 worth or something. So I ate it, but I learned a lot with it, and I liked the idea of it. I just have transitioned over the past couple of years to analyzing crypto projects and blockchain projects from like a use case scenario rather than a better mousetrap scenario, and that's how I just always look at things now. But I don't know.
I guess with that being said,
that's my story, Dave, and I'm sticking to it.
I agree.
So no, any activity costs time. Nothing is free. That's a really good point. 10 minutes, right? Like, that's something you can't really buy anymore of, right? Is time. So
that's true.
But yeah, I don't know. But be careful, guys. Don't spend money on this stuff in return. Thinking that you're gonna X your money. You know what I mean? Like, in the money world, in the financial world, and everything, like returns are percentage based, right? And they're not in the hundreds of percents. They're, like we spoke about earlier, Dave, the S&P, like the overall average return on that's 10% a year, and hedge funds can't beat that. You know what I mean? So like when it comes to investing and stuff like that, just it's don't do it unless you can lose it, right? So
It's just like, yeah, of course.
yeah.
Endless Mining with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much. Evening, gentlemen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
What's up, Endless Mining?
Yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
we're transparent. Just like, you know, a lot of the YouTubers that we're friends with and everything like that. We're all transparent in general. You know what I mean? That's what I love this community. You know, the people that I know, the people that we have normal conversations on regular cell phones with and everything like that. It's transparent. So I love it. So, you know what I mean? We do have a lot of content creators out there that are telling you the truth, you know, and giving you their opinions on things. So, you know,
most of them are honest. You know, people that show products and stuff like that. Like Hawk had a really good video on it, and it's always the same. It's the same thing. Hawk is always the most honest salesman. I always joke with him about that. You know, he's the type of guy that if you bought a car from him or something, if he's doing that, if you didn't need it, he'd be like, no, don't do it. Because I've been on calls with him before where he does stuff like that. But it's here's the product, and this is what I think about it, and you make the decision. You know what I mean? But there's other people that are like, click my link. It's right here. Buy these boxes. It's
buy them now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like, you know, you guys know, and you guys know what to do, guys and gals. So it is what it is, you know.
That's why you should invest in Grogu's
TVM coin
run.
TVM
Limited Grogu run. But
Sustainable Crypto saying that, can you suggest a quality keystone coupler? Keystone coupler?
Yeah.
I don't know what that would be for. The isn't that for the well, the keystone things are for networking. Am I reading it wrong? Sustainable
Keystones
crypto?
or keystone coupler. I don't know. Yeah,
for the networking.
I think that's maybe a goat question.
Might be. I'm getting like networking out of this. I'm not sure if that's
for the pat track. Yeah,
for the patch.
That's networking.
Yeah. Oh,
whatever we didn't get at Terra, we
Jesus.
bought keystones that were just like falling out. They were just like, but that was completely my fault. 100. I do want to take blame for that. I think Jarrett was like, "Hey, we can get these keystones, and this is the price." I'm like, "I can get 10 times that in China," and then we get it from China, and it's like 10 times as shitty. It's just like, that was the last time I'm allowed to order networking stuff from China.
So sustainable crypto, the Keystone Jacks. Yeah, I personally don't care. I'll spend extra money because I have experience with this stuff. I won't order shit from Amazon. I won't order anything like on eBay. I literally, because they do a little bit more, in my opinion, like quality control when you actually purchase it from like Home Depot or Lowe's. That's like, you know, or like I had like networking companies, you know what I mean, that would sell products like locally, but I haven't found one here yet where I live. But that's what I would do, because when you order this stuff, man, it's just like, they just don't work, bro.
Yeah.
When you try to use them, they just don't work. They're like crap. They're shit. I just don't know what it is. It's like 1 out of 5. Yeah. It's like 1 out of like 3 are bad. Every time you get like 50 or 100 of them, dude, it's a freaking nightmare. So imagine just doing every single little freaking while you did it, Mike. Imagine that, you know, then your fingers start to hurt, and then like you're all done. You know you did it right, but then you have to put it in a machine and test it and make sure, and then it's like, bam, it's no good or whatever. So it's like, But Geekable Trades might have like a link or something like that.
Yeah, Goat, you're saying Cable Matters is a good company. We use them for cables. We use them for our data center too. Cable Matters is like we've been a good customer to them. They're always solid. They ship everything on time, great quality. I don't even think they don't list anything on their website that's bad too. They're watching this, please sponsor. No, I'm just kidding. But no, Cable Matters is it's a great company. I highly suggest that. You know,
and then, you know, when I used to work for a data center, right? I did work for a data center, so I was just like, they had everything in there in house too. You know, it was a cable company, So it was like live on. That's what they would call it. So we do the fiber, we do the, the networking cable and stuff like that. So that's what it is.
Well,
Use Carter
Chinese name
99% off.
Yeah, Chinese name brands, those are always good on Amazon, right? Like they think they're hiding it or something like that, but
yeah,
it's Amazon's full of it, so it's
yeah.
But they have good stuff too. Amazon's just so quick. That's the thing. It's like so quick, but
when you're doing a lot though, like I did my whole house, Mike. Did my whole house. Like I had a run. I ran Cat 6 on my whole freaking house, and terminating. What was it, like 4 bedrooms? Then downstairs it was like 3 terminations, home runs. I call them home runs, right? From point A to point B. Holy crap, dude! It was a lot. Yeah. So I don't know. It worked out for me because that's what I use. Like Ideal is one of those companies. I think from Lowe's or Home Depot and stuff like that. But like if you're looking for something, in my opinion, you look for something local, like Amazon, right? That you could go pick up something that's gonna work. That's what I would suggest. But if you could wait, and that company that you guys were talking about, you probably get a better price too. You know what I mean? Because it's expensive. It's not cheap, dude. Local.
Yeah, and a lot of this stuff is, most of it is still made in China. It's just vetted. You know what I mean? It's
that's
like by
quality control. Literally.
Yeah, quality control. That's why I created GPURisers.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it was those Chinese branded risers that I just 1 out of every 4 were garbage, and so I was like, it just wasn't worth it to me troubleshooting hours and stuff. So that's literally what started GPURisers was that. But we do that now in Terra. Is like the PDUs that we buy for our data center with the AI stuff. None of it's on Amazon. It's finding like these companies that like Cable Matters. All of our cables are on Cable Matters. We're not going to buy these C13 to C14s on Amazon. Just get the cheapest thing imaginable. Right. We always, Triplite is like a big thing for cables that we buy too. And I'm sorry, Triplite is what do we use Triplite for?
PDUs.
I think the actual racks. Like, yeah, we've been buying some of these like big server racks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a peeping Tom and guys tracksuits. Yeah, dude, that is the only retail I would get into is an orange tracksuit. But yeah, if this thing either some lighting or your window or something taking photos again. Yeah, it's lightning. There's some bad weather, but it's not too bad. Like I don't even hear anything, but I do see it also flicker.
I'm like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
but I guess it's been wow,
PDU, that's what it is, yeah,
almost 2 hours. So we'll end the stream right now. We're going to be on Vistang's channel next week, and we'll talk about stocks and bonds and everything else. Who knows?
Buy NVIDIA, sell AMD.
That's it.
And
that's Mike's financial advice, guys, not mine.
Yeah. That's what I'll start. Yeah. We'll start doing stock picks.
Yeah. But I appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Unfortunately, not much is going on right now in a moment in time, but we always seem to enjoy and you guys support us all the time. But I appreciate it. Anything else, Mike? Do you have to tell them?
No. Eatable zebras. What's up, man? And don't forget about bananas. Yeah. We'll close on the banana talk again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but all right, guys. Well, thanks for hanging out again. Like Dave said, yeah, there's not much going on.
Yeah.
In the crypto mining field, at least, it's always kind of quiet. We talked about that at countless weeks. So
right.
After the halving and stuff, but everything's looking good. So I think we're gonna have a really good rest of the year. I think it's gonna be interesting.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a lot of fun. So I'm excited for it. So thanks for stopping by, guys. We'll be on my channel next week, and maybe we'll do a giveaway next week.
Yeah, we're doing some. We're really consistent right now. Really quick. We're this 8:30 thing is working right now. So we're trying to stay at a more consistent basis, guys. You know what I mean? With the businesses running and everything else. So we're trying to stay consistent. But I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. We'll see you next weekend.
Yeah. All right. Take it easy, guys.